Hi, we are the group 2 and we will demonstrate on how to separate salt water, dirt water, and gravel in water. We will also execute a step-by-step approach with a presentation and directions for each of them so that our viewers may follow along with the ways on how to separate each mixtures.
Separating salt water. We can separate salt water by the methods of distillation and evaporation. For this experiment, we choose the evaporation method. What is evaporation method? It is the process by which water changes from a liquid state to a vapor or gas state.
Hello, and this is John Michael Palaganas from Group 2, and I will show you how to separate water from salt using evaporation. That materials that we need for this experiment is obviously salt and a glass of water. I will also use a wok for this experiment. First is to put salt and mix salt and water. We need to mix this truly to ano, do this experiment. Seems like I need to add more water to truly mix the salt in the water. And now we will boil the water. As you can see, I put it on high heat so we can see it evaporate more quickly.
Explanation. Evaporation works in the same way that distillation does, although at a slower rate. Fill up pot halfway with salt water. The salt will be left behind as the water evaporates. You can hasten the process by increasing the temperature or blowing dry air over the liquid surface. Evaporation is an excellent method for separating a mixture of a soluble material like table salt and solvent like water. The solution is heated until the solvent evaporates, leaving the solid residue behind.
Separating dirt and water. We can separate dirt and water by methods of sedimentation and filtration. For this experiment, we choose the filtration method. Filtration. It is the process in which solid particles in a liquid or gaseous fluid are removed by the use of a filter medium that permits the fluid to pass through but retains the solid particles.
Hello and welcome. We're going to separate the dirt and water mixture. Hello. So the first procedure we're going to do is to make the dirt and water mixture. So we're just going to pour water on this glass. just going to stir so that they will mix completely. Now we have the dirt and water mixture. So we're going to separate this using the filtration method. So now we're moving on to the second procedure, which is using this funnel. We're going to cover it using filter paper. The inside of it, we're going to put it with filter paper. But since I don't have filter paper, we're going to use alternative for filter paper, paper napkin, paper towel. So we're going to use two paper towels. Then we're going to align them. Now we're going to make it square so that it could fit in the funnel. There you go. That's what it's supposed. Now we're going to put it in the funnel. Make sure they will cover everything. Otherwise, it will not filtrate. It will not filter properly. So now we have now the filter. Now we're just going to put it in this another glass bottle. Now the last and final procedure is we're going to pour now the dirt and water mixture for filtration. Alright? We just need to stand up. So yeah, you see there's a little the drip is very slow, but as you can see, it filters out the dirt and water. As you can see. Okay, so I want you to see further about this. All right. So this will take a while, but as you can see, it filters out. It's it clearly separates the dirt from the water. You can see only the water drips out, while the dirt stays in the filter paper or paper napkin. See.
Sedimentation, as we all know, is the process of particles suspended in water being allowed to settle out of suspension due to gravity. Sediment, often known as sludge in the water treatment industry, is formed when particles settle out of suspension. When a thick layer of silt continues to settle, it consolidates. When silt or sludge is compacted via mechanical process, thickening occurs. We shall have decantation after sedimentation, which is depicted presently with the dirty water that will pass through it. At the water, this separation process separates the liquid from the solid and other non-liquid foreign particles. Then, in the final stage, we place the filtration paper in a funnel and watch as the muddy water transforms into crystal clear water in a matter of seconds. Filtration is the process of removing practically all solid substances from water, including the finest particles, leaving only pure clear water. We will successfully and totally separate dirt and water in three processes.
Separating gravel and water. We can separate gravel and water by the methods of filtration and evaporation. For this experiment, we choose the filtration method. So, what is filtration? Filtration is the process in which solid substances are removed from the liquid substance by the medium called a filter. For example, a sieve or a strainer can work as a filter medium.
Good morning everyone. I'm Johan from Group 2 and today we're going to demonstrate on how to separate water and gravel. And now the materials we are using are the following: an empty beaker, an empty container, a bunch of gravel, a wired filter, and that's all. And so the first procedure will be, let's mix the water and gravel on an empty container. The second step will be, take this empty beaker. Then the third, put the sieve or the filter on the top of the empty beaker. Then we put the mixture of gravel and water onto the empty beaker with its filter, just like this. And the next procedure will be, let's wait 5 minutes for it to filter. I think that's about 5 minutes enough. As we observe this procedure, the gravel remains on the sieve or in the filter, and the water in the beaker. On that way, this method that I used is called filtration. Filtration is the process of separating solids and liquids by the use of a filter. And that's all for today. See you next time, guys.
As you can see, the gravel has remained at the filter since it cannot pass through due to the tiny holes. These tiny holes only allow water can pass through. That is why filtration is the best method to separate gravel and water. Filtration is important because we might not have safe drinking water if it wasn't for filtration. After all, it plays a crucial role in eliminating sediment, sand, gravel, carbon, and other suspended particles.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation. I hope you learned something and God bless everyone. Stay safe. Goodbye.